About 100 meters, maybe a bit more. Over there is the road. This is the trail coming up to here and taking a left turn there. How I found my current campsite, where you've seen me make most of my videos, was I looked for the fastest way on the biggest hill over here. So came on the trail, came to this opening, which is about 10 meters away from me, well 15 more likely, over there. And then I just looked for the biggest hill, and finally I I decided to stay there, even though it's mainly in a slope. Everything is in a slope. You have very few patches of ground that are leveled. But I decided to stay because that was the place where I first saw the deer. And I'm gonna go a bit around, which is gonna take me about 15-20 minutes. And if I'm really quiet, I might see them again because it's early, there's nobody else in the woods. So I'm guessing this is when they will be out. So I am at my camp, and as you can see behind me, there are a lot of sticks on the ground. All around you can see sticks propped up against trees so they will dry and I can burn the wood in the winter. And my fireplace is open. I have a few sticks around it to create a wind barrier, but I did not cover it up because I want to leave a trace here. Every time I clean this place up and stacked wood neatly, somebody came and took my wood stack and made a mess. Right now you can't really find any plastic here. The only material which is not biodegradable is this bundle of tin foil, which I put into this rotten tree trunk in case I need to use it as a wind barrier when I cook with my small hobo. The bush box, I mean. Call it a hobo. It is. And I have some nylon cordage on my wooden tripod, but that's it. I used to clean everything up. I saw it didn't really work out, and now I do leave a trace. Whenever I go on a hike and I have a temporary campsite, I try not to leave a trace there. But this place, you can definitely tell somebody was here, spend a lot of time, and probably is planning to come back. That's the best way for me, and I like coming here. Although, like I said, you're always in a slope. It's a nice area. You get sun, you get a good overview of things, you have good visibility, 360, and when I'm really, really quiet, I get to see deer, rabbits. Kind of like that. This is the homeless. Now this knife weighs a lot. I don't know exactly how much, you can look it up, but if you carry this knife on your belt, you will feel it. So the way I carry it is I have a second belt. Just a Cordura belt, thin, and that way I still feel the weight, and it dangles back and front because I don't like to attach it to my leg, but it does not pull my pants down. If you wear it on your regular pants, with your regular belt, be it a very thick leather belt or a pistol belt, you will feel it dragging your pants, and it'll be uncomfortable. But like this, I say this is the most comfortable way to carry the hungless, unless you want to carry it on your pack. I use this knife mainly for fun, because it's very entertaining to drive this thing through a thick log, or to chop with it. Now, of course, hatchet or an axe, if you have the required experience, the required skill, will get the job done much quicker. But in my opinion, and that's all that this channel is, my opinion, I think a big knife is safer. At least for my skill level, because while I can split wood with a hatchet, chop with an axe, I always try to take all the safety precautions, and because I know, well, I didn't do that as much as I split wood with the SE Hungless. Because few things can go wrong when batoning a blade through wood. The knife breaks. If it's a good knife, it shouldn't. And the only way I could imagine hurting yourself would be if somehow the blade shatters, or if you just stand on top of it and it breaks and your hand slips on a... But with an axe, I've seen axe injuries and they are horrible. If you take the necessary safety precautions, everything should be fine, and the only thing that gets damaged, if it gets damaged, should be the tool. This one has a great warranty on it. If you break it, they'll replace it. That's also one reason I like it. Plus, I don't know, it makes me feel safe. Maybe that's a bit silly. So, the SE Hungless, definitely a favorite. I have it, I use it, I carry it with me. On longer tours and hikes, I have to admit, I don't take it with me, because it's just too much weight. I don't know how much it weighs, but I would say maybe a kilo, something like that. It's definitely heavy. So, let's split this piece of wood. Let's be smart about it and go with this little crack in the middle. Take our little baton and there you go. That was relatively fast. Now, some of the wood is rotten, but you can see this wood is no sissy. I went straight through the rotten part. There you go. You can just put that on your fire. That took how much? A minute to process. A hatchet could have done a better job. A smaller, thick knife could have done a better job. But this was really fun. Now, unfortunately, uh, most big knives will send a lot of shock into your hand. For that, you can wear gloves, or you can get accustomed to where exactly you want to position the blade on the piece of wood so that it gives you the minimal amount of shock. Well, yeah. Sits right here comfortably. And like I said, oddly, it also makes me feel a bit safe. Now, to me, being a bushcrafter doesn't mean you can't have a Zippo with you. And first of all, it means that you should really take advantage of everything you find in the woods. Last time I was in the woods, I found a pack of cigarettes, and I was near a very, very big pine tree. So I filled this up with resin because it just made sense. I love resin. Here, I don't have that much resin around, but whenever I can find it, I'll use it. I can just put the cardboard here. It won't do much to help the fire, but there's still pieces of resin on the cardboard, and it'll be like a nice little plate. I don't get the opportunity to play with resin as much as I would like to. So, naturally, I don't really know how much I need. Now, of course you can light this up with a ferro rod. Just need to create some dust and then throw a spark in it. But, like I said, I don't consider it unlike or not bushcraft behavior to have a Zippo lighter with you. Problem is, I should probably try not to burn myself. Because if you light resin on fire and it starts dripping, it'll drip on your hand. It's not the most pleasant experience you're going to have. I got this much left. I really, really like pine resin. So, I have a few smaller sticks here. Although, with that flame, I think I could put on these split sticks, but I like to play it safe. These sticks were on the ground. It has been raining last week, so they're not the driest. I don't think we're going to have any problems getting this fire started. Wow, that is black smoke. Fat wood burns the same. I'm packing this because I want to test how well the resin goes. It has air from underneath, and I'm just packing it and hoping that some little pieces will catch on fire. Of course, I could just take away half this stuff and then the fire will light up. But I want to see if I can make it. You know, for me it's just practice. I don't have to get the fire started right now. I can just see how it goes. How much can I mess up and still get my fire? I think that's good practice, you know. In a survival situation, I don't want to think about that. I hope you would have some very, very good tinder with you. And do your wood processing better than I did, you know. But you can see the flames are already starting to emerge. Curious to see. Oh yeah, the bottom logs have already caught fire. I don't know if you can see it. Great stuff, and now it's going. Beautiful. Making a fire, it's always a fun thing to do. Always. I'm gonna move you down here so you can get a better view, hopefully. See what's going on there. How about that? So, I guess it's safe to say we have fire. And yeah, it'll do that from time to time, but this will burn. Let me give it a little bit more oxygen. While my fire is going, I'd like to show you a few MacGyverisms, if you want to call them that. Things that you see on other channels and then make your own, or you come up with something, you know, to make your day in the woods easier. The first thing I'm going to show you is first because I think it's the coolest. It's a solution to the Zippo lighter problem. We're losing lighter fluid. You know, it's just evaporating, literally. So, here you go, in the sunlight, also in the shade. Lonnie from Fresh Air, really great bushcrafter, tons of knowledge there, and good sense of humor. Showed me this. At least I saw it on his channel first. I don't know if he invented it or not. But it's just a piece of inner tube on the Zippo lighter. I'm going to keep it in the sun because I can see it better in the display. That's all there is to it. And this will keep your lighter fluid from evaporating, and it will make the lighter water resistant, which is pretty cool. You know, there are gas inserts for the Zippo, but if you're gonna go with gas inserts or something like that, you might just buy a Bic. That's just my opinion. And the second one actually is mine. I call this the Pinky Lanyard. Patent pending. I haven't seen this anywhere else. It's a lanyard that just goes around your pinky. Why? Well, it has to do with me not liking lanyards. Why don't I like lanyards? Because when you just take your knife out and want to work with it, the lanyard will get in the way, you know. And if you want to just cut something, you might cut the lanyard. With this one, it'll never get in the way. And this one will also transform a 4-inch blade into a decent chopper. You can see my other videos how well this one does. Haven't seen anybody else use it. I'm using it and it works. So that was the chapter MacGyverisms. I really like um, the ideas that bushcrafters have, you know. Um, that's why I'm so thankful there's YouTube, because you can steal an idea here, steal it there, and that's okay. Make it your own as long as you, um, you know, give credit where it's due. I'm gonna put my cup of water on the fire. I was filming and I kind of let my fire burn out completely, almost. So I'm just gonna put a few sticks and surrounded the cup with the coal, which should help boiling time. Because I have to admit, I'm a bit hungry. When my water's boiling, I'm gonna let it boil for, well, half a minute or so. Try to pull it out of the fire without burning my fingers or spilling it. And make myself a cup of soup because I am hungry. I am very, very hungry. Usually in the woods, a cup of soup is all I need. Now I might just take the wood off, even if it's going to be burning with a stick, so I can retrieve my water. Since I'm in a slope here, I put these logs so that even if, although this terrain is pretty leveled, I dug a bit so I would have a leveled fireplace. But I put those logs in there just in case, you know, some coals decide to roll downhill. Chances of starting a accidental fire in the woods right now are pretty slim, but why take a chance, you know? So, get you back when I'm ready to take the water off. Well, water's boiling now for about a minute. I don't have my multi-tool with me, so I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Though I don't think anybody would want to touch that cup right now. Not with bare hands. That's why a pair of thick leather gloves are so handy. Okay, and now I could just put the soup in here, or I could try this, which I have to say I've never tried before. Well, I think you would like to see this as well, maybe. Some of you have never tried this before. Oh well, seems to work. I'm going to put it here because I like my soup to stay hot. And like I said, a big knife can do small all tasks. Now, soup in a plastic bag is not the best thing you could eat out in the woods. The best thing would be to actually prepare your own food. But in the woods, everything tastes good, That is my honest opinion. Okay, let me just make myself a little stirring stick. Because, like I said, big knife. Well, I didn't say it. Ron Hood said it. And I just took that because I think it's very true, All right, all right, all right. 5 minutes. We'll be ready to eat. But I'm not going to be so cruel as to show that part. Oh yeah, I know. I said I wasn't going to do that, but it's just noodles. Why do they taste so damn good? I'm guessing you can see the reason why I'm filming here and not on my hammock chair, because the sun. Though I like the sun, it is starting to warm up, and I'm soon to relieve myself of my fleece and my jacket. A few things I like to carry with me out in the woods is, well, my backpack, of course. And for that, I like to have my little paracord carabiner system. If I don't have it, I will have a carabiner somewhere and I can rig it up. I just like to keep my backpack off the ground. Whenever I come out here, I like to have my hammock chair. Now this thing is really, really good. You can rig it up as a camp chair, a hammock chair. If you're walking around the woods with kids, you can make a nice sling for them very fast. Swing, I meant to say. So, very practical. Over 2 years, still hanging in there. I dread the day that it'll break. But for now, I'm really enjoying it. I also have one of these pillows, Yeah, they're good. Better than nothing. Sitting on the cold ground, then you can put these under your knees when you're working. But if I had to choose between one of the two, I'd choose the hammock chair. It's smaller, lighter, and you can rest, really, really rest on this one. One thing I always missed when I forgot it at home, always, was my Laplander saw. I have a nice buck saw from Tito, but you can see my Laplander has been used for, I don't know, 3 years, 3.5 years. I've used it. Whenever I forget it at home, I really, really could have used it in the woods. Murphy, but this is the one item that really stuck out. If I don't take my big knife, I don't really miss it. If I don't take my hatchet, I don't really miss it. But This one, I really, really feel the need for it whenever I don't have it. Sometimes I don't use it for a day or two. Laplander saw. And I will always have a Mora knife with me. Doesn't really matter what Mora knife, but I will have a Mora knife with me. In addition to, maybe a pocket knife or my Bravo, my SE4, whatever. But I will have a Mora knife with me. Why? Very good cutting geometry, easy to sharpen. If you break it or lose it, you won't cry over it. That's why I don't really carry the Mora 510 I got from Dusty. This is a 511 modified to a 510. The 510 I got from Dusty, I carry it, but I carry it with me around my neck all day long, and I keep checking. I don't want to risk losing it. This one, if it breaks or I lose it, I buy another one and I use the same sheath for it. So yeah, these are a few things that I always like to take out with me. Now, my big knife, my metal cup, I don't think coming out here with a survival mentality. I think, with a bushcrafter mentality, I'm just out here to have a good time. Walk around for 2 hours, maybe go home, or walk around for an hour, camp out for 2-3 hours, something like that. I'm not really worried about a survival scenario. I do like to take a lot of weight with me sometimes, just for the exercise. But like I said, saw, knife, and for comfort, the hammock chair. These are my essential items for coming out here in the woods. Just to have a nice bushcrafty day. If I could take my big knife, yeah, it would be okay, like I said, it's tons of fun. But somewhere at a cabin, with other people and everything, I guess these 3 items are all I would need to have a nice bushcrafting day. And maybe, film something for you guys. Maybe this video seemed a bit random, how I presented things, but actually it's not. This video is a video response to Forest Walker 111. So, go check out his channel. For reasons that are beyond me, he seems to have few video responses. And I don't understand that because, well, it's bushcraft. And it's really easy to make a bushcraft video, like you just seen. Craig's a nice guy. He's one of those guys, a genuinely nice guy. The world would be a better place if it would have more Craigs in it. And I mean that, buddy. And great prizes. So if you don't want to do it for the first 2, you can join in for the prize, As always, guys, I hope you liked the video. Maybe it was useful to somebody. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I wish you all a great day.